police officer decides to strike a 17-year-old girl. Let's put the first screenshot up. You see the screenshots in order. The cop is literally punching this child as if this child is an adult male who has, how do they say it, superhuman strength. The incident occurred on October 22nd in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, when the county sheriff's deputy was captured on a video hitting a 17-year-old, Envy Hampton, at least 3 times as she lay on the ground during an arrest at the county zoo. According to her mother, Tamika Dowell, Envy and her friends were seated in a locked car when she heard the deputy smash the window to open the vehicle's door. According to Envy's friend who recorded the video, Kiana Love, the girls had gotten into a verbal argument between themselves after being asked to leave the zoo after it closed, and the police were called. The teenagers had been brought to the zoo by Envy's 25-year-old sister, Naya Monique Dowell Willis, who later returned to pick them up with their 2 children, ages 1 and 3, in the back seat. The teens got into her vehicle and refused to get out as the deputies instructed. Envy was arrested on charges of felony battery to a law enforcement officer, disorderly conduct, and resisting and obstructing an officer. A bail was set at $5,540. Dowell Willis was arrested and charged with disorderly conduct, but later released. Tamika Dowell told the Wisconsin Examiner that she heard glass breaking after her daughter called her to say she was about to be arrested. How I initially got the call is because my daughter, I want to say maybe 5 seconds before they busted out her car window, said Dowell. She called me and said, "Mom, they're going to take me to jail." And I said, "Who?" And she said, "I'm about to go to jail." Dowell also told WISN 12 News that she wants the charges against her daughter dropped and the deputy who hit her to be terminated. According to Dowell, her daughter was also hit prior to Love beginning the record. Love also said Envy was struck before she began recording. She was already on the ground in her bra, in cuffs, and there was no reason for that guy to hit her in the back of the head that many times. She had no weapons or anything. End quote. The video shows 3 hits. My daughter was previously hit before the tape started several other times, added Dowell. That is my child. I've never heard her squeal, scream, or anything in 17 years like that. So she was in pain, and she was hit physically prior to the video starting. They had no compassion for my 1 and 3-year-old grandson sitting in that back seat. Put him up. Put her up. Milwaukee County Sheriff Danita R. Ball. Buck stops with the elected sheriff. Constitutional authority has the right and the authority to discipline these officers and arrest them. According to a press release by the sheriff's office, they were called to the scene following reports of a fight. They claimed the occupants of the vehicle became argumentative, refused to identify themselves, and refused to exit the vehicle upon request. The press release also claims the deputy only struck Envy 3 times. The insanity of this is unreal, right? So the response from the sheriff's office is, well, listen, they were rude. They argued with the cop, okay? And they only hit the child 3 times in the back of the head. What kind of press release is that? A press release that says clearly, I care nothing about the community that you're from. I care nothing about the rights that you have. I also care nothing about the statutes and the policy that govern positions of high public trust, like being an officer. Who releases that kind of statement? Number one, you should investigate, get all of the facts, the details. Number two, at least suspend the officer, and I'm sure you'll do it with pay. Not even that. All right, so press release does further read, the driver was removed from the vehicle by deputies, and when another deputy approached the rear side door or driver's side door, one of the passengers, a 17-year-old female, was highly agitated and continued to be uncooperative. Read the press release, adding that Envy shoved the deputy as he opened the door while swinging her arms with closed fist. Now, we don't have that video on the record. The deputy directed her to the ground to gain control and try to effect an arrest. The subject continued kicking at the deputy and swinging her arms, striking him in the face with a closed fist while she was trying to get her into custody. The release continued. The deputy used force by applying 3 targeted focused strikes to stop her resistance enough to apply handcuffs and take her into custody. A 17-year-old child. It took all of that for a 17-year-old child, and you have a policy of de-escalation at that police department, at that sheriff's office, and not one word of de-escalation. They broke the window. Startled everyone, and engaged in a physical assault against the child. That child obviously was completely confused as to why this was so aggressive.